Most of you will know that this documentary is about the brutal gang rape and murder of medical student Jyoti Singh. Data shows that in India, a woman is raped every 22 minutes. Other studies have shown that in the UK, a woman is raped every 6 minutes, and in the US, she is sexually assaulted every 25 seconds. Sadly, violence against women is very much a global issue.
How do we sort this thing out? How do we get people not to do these things? And I think the best way of doing this is going right down to village levels.
We have the best culture. In our culture, there is no place for a woman.
Or I think that, fundamental to what we do in education is teaching girls to speak their minds, to speak in public, and to think for themselves so they can make their own decisions about what it is that they want to do in the future, in whatever situation they find themselves in.
Prime Minister Modi on Independence Day made a speech in which he said, "We in India, when considering the question of rape in our country, should hang our heads in shame." Now, I have never said that. I have said the whole world should hang its head in shame. There is not one single country the world over who is not shamefully guilty of continued gender inequality, offences against women, not one country.
Although a film can't make change on its own, I think it's an incredible catalyst to encourage people to use whatever skills, whatever abilities, whatever networks they have to really make a difference. And this isn't just about India, it isn't just about one country, it's about all of us.
So I think if we can think of ways in which the legal system can be shifted away from an adversarial system, at least for rape cases, so that we can secure easier convictions while also protecting the rights of defendants, I think we would have gone very far ahead.
Before I started working in this sector, I used to feel powerless as to how to help. But now I feel that we all have a role to play. Lawyers can use the law to prosecute perpetrators. Business leaders can support women in their organisations and give them equal opportunities. Parents can raise their sons and daughters in balanced ways, and teachers can promote gender equality throughout the community. All of us can stand up and do something to make a difference in India and in our own lives. I think we have a responsibility to ourselves, to the women and the men in our lives.
As much as we live in a world with people who are perpetrators of this heinous and horrific crime, we also live in a world and should pay tribute to people like Jyoti's father and her tutor, who are the kind of men who will help us to bring around the change that we want to see.
That was the purpose of this film, was to bring about change. And it's happening, it's begun. The most extraordinary changes have taken place in the last 4 weeks, be they from individuals or supporters or initiatives. And somehow I feel, the planetary configuration is right.
So every country, I think, if they can introduce educating children into equality and respecting women, also parenting, and also increasing their consciousness by introducing fundamental principles of all religions, truth, compassion, everything that is common, not going into a particular religion. It will change the whole character of a nation.
And I really hope, and I think this will play a part. A single film won't change it, but a single person walking away will change his or her attitude. That's made a difference, it has for myself. I'll really look at what I do professionally and personally and see if I can make a difference.
We at Shiva and GMSP Foundations really believe that we can use our own time and our own skill sets in meaningful ways to make a difference. What we'd like to do is map out the journey to make something so acceptable in society completely unacceptable in our lifetimes, ideally. Protecting the basic human rights for women and girls in this world is not an option. It's a necessity. It's important if we want to leave this world a better and safer place for our children.
We have to keep working. The impetus is so rewarding, and I can see so much change already happening. But it's far, far from only about money. It's about energies, it's about commitment, it's about each one of us saying, how much do I care about this? Where do I stand when I leave this earth? A better place or not? Where do I stand for my children? And where do I stand for my dignity as a man, my dignity as a woman? We are the change makers, and the change can only begin with each one of us.